As we move forward, the big story that we are tracking is Supreme Court now staying Bombay High Court judgment that acquitted 12 accused person in connection with the 2000 Mumbai train blast case. All right, what we are learning at this point of time that 189 people were died. Supreme Court has stayed the Bombay High Court order of the Mumbai blast case. There was a plea against the acquittal. The Supreme Court has stayed the 2006 Mumbai blast court order. And my colleague is joining me to share more details. All right, now in fact, before my colleague joins me, in the 2000 Mumbai blast case, joining me live is Ashwini Dubey, senior advocate on this. This is a big decision coming in. Mr. Dubey, now Supreme Court has stayed the Bombay High Court order on the Mumbai blast case. 189 people died. What is your first reaction to this judgment and this order by the Supreme Court, the top court on the Mumbai blast case?
Yes, it's an appreciable move by Honorable Supreme Court, and Honorable Supreme Court has understood the gravity of the matter, because some of the accused who were acquitted were the Pakistani nationals also. You see, it was a case where humanity died. It was a case where the people, innocent, defenseless people who were traveling from Church Gate to Virar in the train, and in 6 minutes many blasts took place and 189 people died. That was such a horrific incident and horrific killing. And in that case, those who were responsible, who were found by the trial court, Makoka court responsible, were acquitted only on the technicality. So Honorable Supreme Court has definitely passed this order, and we hope and appreciate that tomorrow the judgment of the Honorable High Court will also be acquitted. Here it is the case, the Honorable Supreme Court has noted that some of the accused in the case are Pakistani nationals also. And there is a gravity and cross-border dimensions of the case. So that's a very good decision of Honorable Supreme Court, and we hope that those who have died, they would get justice.
Absolutely, Mr. Dubey, as the Supreme Court has stayed this order which had acquitted 12 accused in the 2006 Mumbai blast train case. Also, at this point of time, what needs to be looked at, the Bombay High Court had acquitted 12 men behind this and overturned the 2015 convictions under the Maharashtra Control of Organized Crime Act. And for our viewers who are watching this big news break that we are tracking, what do you feel in this case, the kind of order is going to be an impact over?
See, each case has its own facts, own circumstances and own bearing. So it is not that, but yes, certain other trials are still going on in the matter. So definitely it would have been impact over that. So that was the issue which was considered by the Honorable Supreme Court. And you see, the trial court, Makoka court, has convicted all of them and have found guilty for killing of innocent, taking life of 189 innocents. So it's a case which requires a thorough hearing and consideration of the evidences by Honorable Supreme Court. And of course, it's a victory of those who died, and their families would get justice, because if they would have come out, they are definitely terrorists. And if they would have come out of the court, they would have another incident might have created another incident, because it's a question of mind. Their mind is terrorized. So they think against the country, against the national interest. So definitely, if they would come out, they would have created another havoc. So Honorable Supreme Court has very rightly put a stay of the Honorable High Court order. Over to you.
Well, all right. In fact, Ashwini Dubey, thank you very much, sir, for joining me live on the telecast and being with us at this point of time as we are decoding the big news break. Remember, viewers, 13 men were arrested by the Maharashtra Anti-Terrorism Squad, which claimed that attacks were planned by the banned Students Islamic Movement of India, SIMI, and aided by the Pakistan-based Lashkar-e-Taiba. In the year 2015, the Mocha court convicted 12 of the 13 men. Well, all right, viewers. In fact, just to give a brief about the background on this case, in 2006, 7 explosive devices were planted in pressure cookers which were hidden in Mumbai's local trains. The attack, which is among the deadliest terror attack in India's history, took place during the evening rush hour of the local train. At least 188 people were killed and over 800 were injured. Asavri Jindal, my colleague, joins me for latest. Asavri, that's a big news break that we are tracking. Supreme Court has stayed Bombay High Court's acquittal of 12 accused in the 2006 Mumbai train blast case. What we are learning is that Supreme Court decision has come after, in fact, all the accused were earlier convicted. What more details are you picking up?
Absolutely, Simran. Just moments ago, you were talking about the case, and it's important to tell our viewers what exactly this case is all about, considering the fact that it happened in 2006. Now, bombings occurred on 11th July 2006, approximately at 6:25 p.m. IST during a rush hour. You can, of course, see the visuals on your screens. This is the aftermath of the bombing. Attacks targeted first-class compartments of trains on Western Line of Mumbai suburban railways. 7 bombs, in fact, exploded in a span of 11 minutes. 189 commuters lost their lives. There were as many as 824 passengers who were injured in these blasts. Explosions, in fact, occurred on trains near the Mahim, Bandra, Khar Road, Borivali, Jogeshwari, Mira Road stations. Of course, that's what happened. And, bombs were made of RDX and ammonium nitrate. They were packed into pressure cookers, Simran, as you were saying right now. In fact, there were 8 pressure cookers that were purchased from 2 shops in Santa Cruz. Each were filled with 2 kgs of RDX and 3.5 kgs of ammonium nitrate. Arrested Sajid Sheikh confessed about the alleged role in bombings during a broadcast. This happened, and then, of course, a charge sheet was filed subsequently in 2009. The trial court had, in 2015, sentenced 5 to death and 7 to life imprisonment. Ansari, who was one of the convicts who was on death row, in fact, passed away in 2021 due to COVID-19. In July 2024, the High Court constituted a special bench led by Justice Kilor. And, of course, previously what happened was that the Bombay High Court acquitted all 12, stating that the prosecution failed to prove a case against them. Now, of course, the big update that we are tracking with us at this point of time is that the Supreme Court has stayed Bombay High Court's judgment that acquitted 12 of the accused persons in connection with the 2006 Mumbai train blast. That's a very big update that we are tracking. Remember, there were as many as 189 passengers who did lose their lives. There were as many as 324 passengers who were injured in this blast. And now, of course, many years later, in fact, decades later, we're back to this case with, of course, the major breakthrough update that we are tracking, that is that the Supreme Court has stayed the Bombay High Court's judgment that acquitted 12 accused persons in connection with the 2006 Mumbai train blast. That's a very big update, Simran, that we are tracking at this point of time. Over to you.